Welcome back to the Who's and the Yanks, where we talk everything Canada soccer and U.S. soccer. Today we'll be reviewing the U.S. versus Mexico game, and quick note that this was being made the day after, actually, of that game because I had to process all this because this game was incredible. This was like a fairy tale. You could not write this story up, and man, this was huge for the Yanks, and we'll talk what the USA will go into what they played. They played a 5-3-2, five defenders in the back to start the first half, three mids and two strikers. And Zach Steffen was the starting keeper. Serginho Dest, then John Brooks, Gio Reyna, Weston McKennie, Josh Sargent, Christian Pulisic, Tim Ream, Mark McKenzie, DeAndre Yellen, and Kellen Acosta were all the starting 11 for the United States. Now for the game, this was wild. This was wild. Like talk about a story tell. What you're about to hear is you're not gonna think that this is real, but this happened, and this is just one of those games where I highly suggest that you go back and watch the highlights for yourself, because even me just talking about these moments don't do it justice. And so we go to the first minute where Mark McKenzie for the United States has a poor giveaway in the back, and Jesus Corona just pounces on it and just punishes it on Zach Steffen. And that's the lesson learned, definitely the lesson learned for Mark McKenzie. But L3 are already up 1-0 just in the 70 seconds in. And that's a statement for L3. Then between 10 and the 15th minute mark, the Yanks would create some chances to Gio Reyna, but he would not be able to convert. Then we go to the 23rd minute where Kellen Acosta lost his man on a header, and Hector Moreno scores. But however, the USA will get bailed out by offside calls on the corner kick. And then we go to the 26th minute where Gio Reyna gets a beautiful cross from the corner. Weston McKennie heads it off the post, but Gio Reyna is there to tap it in, and the Yanks equalize 1-1. And that's huge because after that goal, you can really hear the U.S. fans and despite all the Mexican fans in the building, although it was in Denver. And that really made it seem like it was more so a neutral game or even maybe a home game. But yeah, there were a lot of green in there for sure in Denver. And then in the 35th minute, we got a giveaway in the back of the line of Mexico. Gio Reyna picks it up and crosses it to Josh Sargent, but he can't reach it for the tap-in. Tried for the Yanks, but it's not converted. Then 43rd minute, Tuki Lozano is in on goal, one-on-one with Zach Steffen, but a huge save, and this keeps it level for Zach Steffen. Like what a save! And then it's halftime, and then I guess from the halftime, we look at the U.S. defense. That was one of the main talking points during the first half. And it looks like Swiss cheese. And then 55th minute, Charlie Rodriguez looks like Charlie Rodriguez also has a look, but he hits wide for Mexico. In the 57th minute, Serginho Dest has a strike off the cross from a corner, but hit just wide. But then 62nd minute, Christian Pulisic dribbles in, passes it to Weston McKennie, he shoots, Ochoa saves, rebound is missed by Josh Sargent, and the Yanks come so close to getting that go-ahead goal. 63rd minute, Zach Steffen, the Yanks, who was the Yanks keeper, goes down with an injury and looks like he cannot continue. Ethan Horvath takes his place as a sub, and my, that he come up big. And we're going to talk about him in the future. And 68th minute, Luis Romo tries to already test Ethan Horvath, but misses wide. 70th minute, Ochoa massive save to deny Weston McKennie what would have been a go-ahead again for the Yanks without a corner. And then the 76th minute, once again, another corner. Header comes in, Mark McKenzie from a corner kick, but Ochoa saves again. In the 79th minute, Lainez comes fresh off the bench from Mexico, scores. Just beautiful goal. He dribbles through, shakes all the defenders, and it's in the back of net past Ethan Horvath. And El Tricolor is already, they retake the lead 2-1. Lainez also becomes the youngest Mexican ever score against the U.S. in this derby. But in the 82nd minute, Weston McKennie finally gets an equalizing goal off the corner from Gio Reyna, and the Yanks level it. And it's this young, we really see this young U.S. M&T team refuse to really go away. They're fighting, they're giving it all they got. And then from there, after that goal, the U.S. shifts to a 4-3-3 and kind of going to a do-or-die mode, basically saying, we're going for the cup, no matter what, do or die. And then the USA also uses all its subs after this goal, and still no Giannis Musa this game. And I'm going to talk about that later, too. 90th minute, Tuki Lozano lets rip, but a huge save from Ethan Horvath, the substitute keeper for Zach Steffen. And he keeps getting huge saves. 91st minute. The goal would have been offside if it would have scored, but it didn't. But it's because Ethan Horvath made another beautiful save. I mean, Ethan Horvath stood on his head. And in the 97th minute, we have a really sad moment in the game as a public safety announcement comes on, really talking to the Mexican crowd about the nasty chant said on goal kicks, and that's unacceptable. And I'm going to talk more about that too. And it's really sad that we have to deal with that in 2021, especially in the world of soccer. But then end of regulation, we go into extra time, and this game is tight. This game is getting intense. I just can't, man. The 102nd minute, Tuki Lozano gets a shot on Ethan Horvath, but it's saved. It's really the only chance of the first half of extra time for either side, and that's the end of the first half of extra time. We go into the and basically this looks like like the movie Rocky, two heavyweights literally trading blows. And 115th minute, there's a penalty called for the United States. Tata Martino loses his head and tries to literally touch the referee to try and plead the case that it's not a penalty, but okay, I gotta admit, it did look kind of soft. I thought it was gonna be a penalty. I thought Pulisic lost the ball, but he gets ejected for touching the referee, and then Christian Pulisic capitalizes. He scores from the spot. Yanks score up 3-2, and 120th minute, Mexico also gets a penalty of their own, and this was also kind of could be a makeup call because this handball in the box. I mean, I don't know what you're supposed to do with that, but who knows? Who cares? Guardado steps up to take it from Mexico. Ethan Horvath comes up big and saves it. And Christian Pulisic before that actually was giving Ethan Horvath some encouragement, saying, "You got this, you got this." And this is a reminder that he came off as Zach Steffen as a substitute, and he basically that's the save to win the game. And the Yanks basically win it 3-2. They win the inaugural Nations League trophy and defeats their chief rival in the process as well. And 0-3 has now been officially dethroned in a way of the Kings of CONCACAF for now. And Tata Martino's winning streak against the United States was 5-0. 5-0-0, he never lost, is officially registered as a first loss. Now let's talk stats. So in terms of shots, Mexico had more shots. It was 21, but U.S. had 14. So Mexico, although they lost, they did win. They did win the shots battle. Each team had 7 shots on target. Possession-wise, Mexico 57%, United States 43%. USA 416 passes completed to 557 passes completed. Pass accuracy 71% for the United States, 79% for Mexico. Fouls 18 to 13. Yellow cards 5 to 3. Red cards. There are some moments where although there were no red cards, there were some moments that there could have easily been a red card. 2 corners. 2 offside to 5 offside. 6 corners to 4 corners. And this stats. This is incredible. This game was incredible. Now I guess we do have a lot of notes to talk about, and so we can start with how this young side really, for the USA, this young USA side, that's what everybody was looking for, was how are they gonna fight? What are you gonna do? And basically, they fought to the end and got rewarded. They got once again, this group hasn't played together really for like only 5 times, and I'm still trying to work out their chemistry kinks and really trying to develop and find each other. But they fought to the end and really most importantly got to experience what a CONCACAF rivalry matchup between Mexico and 0-3. What that feels like and what it feels like you have to get a result. Although in the CONCACAF qualifying it would have been a draw. But this was a championship match. But the championship match, we win in extra time. USA still fine despite altitude, tiredness. They gutted it out once again and just fight to the end, despite Mexico trying to fight back and really trying to get in their head throughout the game. As there were a lot of tackles being shed and a lot of fights, a lot of not physical fights, of course, but a lot of confrontations just coming together of both teams. But they really got a taste of what that's like. CONCACAF is going to be like. Um, and then for in terms of the defense, the first half defense, it looked pretty sus. It looked like Swiss cheese. But then as the game got better, the USA's defense did get better, and it was pretty good. I mean, still I guess you still got to keep that defense tight. But once again, that could be a chemistry issue. For Mexico, I mean, they can make it. I know they're already making some kind of excuses, but you have no Chicharito, no Carlito Vela. You could say the game was robbed, but you have to. But no excuses, honestly. You have to work with what's in front of you, and the players you got, and you can only work with what you have. And I don't know where you could say the game was robbed because I mean, the two penalties were yes, they were soft, but it was washed because each team basically had a penalty. USA just made theirs. Mexico didn't, thanks to Ethan Horvath. And, that's the way the cookie crumbles. And I'm going to talk about more so like sportsmanship too at the end. Um, this win was also huge for the Yanks because they needed this after that. Once again, after that Trinidad Tobago loss, and really need to restore this confidence in this team as well as the fans in this country. And that this was so huge. This also had a chance to sell the sport back in the United States, like kind of regain a couple of lost fans. Um, this win also maybe also settled more doubts in the USA, as well as also just like helping come together once again, finding that chemistry, and that's important for this team. We're looking for chemistry, and the more they play together, the better they'll be in the future. And basically, yeah, that was in terms of for the players, I was good. And and despite being in Denver, they kind of played in a hostile, semi-Azteca environment as they're playing at altitude. A lot of Mexican fans in the crowd, but they did it. Although technically it was in the United States, but there it was kind of in a lot of green up in there. But after Pulisic scored the penalty, you could really hear the USA crowd roar to life in that sea of green, which was really awesome. But yeah, Tata Martino after he does take his first loss, but I want to talk more so importantly now, sportsmanship and just gamesmanship, um, and especially after Pulisic scored, but starting with the chant. I don't know who did it. Rumor has it that the USA fans were trying to say it so Mexico could get in trouble, or maybe I don't know if that's true, but I don't care who says it. Mexico, USA fans, um, there's no room for that in soccer. That's disgusting, and there should be no room for hate. And there's actually a PA system or a PA address to the crowd to really. They have to stop the game and really talk about this and confront this nasty chant. And this was I can't believe what I was seeing or hearing. And I had a problem with that last game too against Costa Rica. And there's just no room for that in football. And also, after Pulisic scores, the fans were throwing bottles, and Gio gets hit in the head with a beer bottle, and after in the crowd of the celebration, and that's just come on, like there's no room for that once again. I'm at a loss of words for that. That just makes me sad to see. I mean, when it comes to player safety, they should not be having to worry about beer bottles or any objects really from the stands getting chunked at their head. And the same thing happened in like the 124th minute, where there's a scuffle on the far sideline, and even Mexican fans were getting hit in the head by their own fans. And so it was just nuts. The crowd was out of control, and yeah, once the game was over, um, also saw footage from fans leaving the stadium. They were basically some were just sore losers, or really saying the game was wrong, not a penalty. Look, I don't care if you're a U.S. fan or a Mexico fan. If you lose, own up to it. Take it like a champ. I mean, that's one thing I don't like at all. Sore losers. Like, if you cannot handle losing in soccer or the sports alone, you need to either stop watching sports or find a way to like get over it. I don't know what it is, but that's unacceptable. I mean, it's sports. It's not do or die. I know this is a USA Mexico rivalry, but this is not a life or death situation. and this is really be taken into consideration because I mean, especially with throwing when it comes to player safety, that's unacceptable. But yes, I just hope that it gets better in the future. And also, kudos to those Mexico fans who did take this loss like a champ. Kudos to you. I know not all the fans are like this, but um, kudos to those who did take this like a champ. And yes, but once again, huge win for the United States. They needed this. This was what they were trying to honestly looking for, despite Mexico being favorites in this one. And although if they did lose, I wasn't going to be mad anyway because we're still trusting the process. These guys are young; they're still trying to get developed. But unexpectedly, they did it, and they fought to the end, which is what everybody's looking for in this young U.S. group. They said this young group has that grit, that grind that the previous USA lineups didn't have. But yes, huge win for the Yanks. They win the first ever Nations League trophy, and it's huge. And hopefully get some fans back and even better some confidence going into that September at World Cup qualifier. And that does it for this game. Next up, I have a Canada versus Aruba match summary coming up on June 8th. And Canada's trying to win that one to really win the group and then get into that playoff game against Haiti or Nicaragua. And so we're going to see what happens there. But for now, that's it. If you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe. Share it with tell all your friends that USA, the Yanks, might be back.